Good afternoon. We have fixed the mic problem. So that's exciting. All I had to do was turn my computer off and turn it back on. What do you know? So we took that small loss this morning. You know, that wasn't a super high probability trade in hindsight, but the risk parameters were good. I mean, it was just like a really short, small stop loss, and then it never even ended up panning out. But as you can see, the draw was technically correct. You know, we were aiming for these highs on ES, these pre-market highs, and over the lunch hour, here on the 5-minute, you can see over the lunch hour, we just kind of meandered down. We ended up respecting on the 5-minute the consequent encroachment of, the mean threshold, sorry, of these two down close candles right here. You can see the 50% right here. We rallied off of that, and then we came for that buy side that we were trying to target at the end of the 10 o'clock hour, but our timing wasn't correct. Now we're taking it. We are up on ES. We are up above all these highs. I'm gonna go to the 1 hour. Okay, that was weird. I'm gonna go to the 1 hour chart over here. As you can see, we're kind of clearing out this buy side from last week. This is the consolidation that we've been in because in preparation for the rate announcement in the FOMC. So again, last week, it was like last Thursday, when we got down into this weekly level, and that's what we were targeting for a while. And I've been saying it since then. The dollar's been going sideways. You know, the most high probability trades, we're going to need to find a new weekly draw on liquidity. And what we're going to need to do is we're just going to be sideways for a while, especially with the timing of the rate announcement. We're kind of being held in this consolidation right now on the 1 hour. But we are taking out these highs. We are getting into this volume imbalance. This orange line right here is a daily high in the daily chart, so you can have that marked out for us. You can see we're taking this daily high, cutting into this volume imbalance. I'd like to see if we retrace. Because we have the rate announcement tomorrow, I don't think we're going to continue higher. The next level, if you have upside, is to this new week opening gap. I think it could use that, depending on how wild and woolly the rate announcement wants to get tomorrow. But I think we're not going to see too much in any direction until that rate announcement. So until tomorrow. But I do like the idea of trying to trade back into this consolidation if it presents us with a good setup. I'm a little annoyed about that loss we took this morning, just because, you know, I was telling myself that I had such a high hit rate in October, and I'm still gonna do a video about it because it's still good. It was like 83% until yesterday, and this is based off like 13 trades. So as you can see, if it's based off 13 trades, one trade might skew that percentage a little bit. So that loss is a loss. It was a very small loss. But I think with the news this week and the fact that we reached this weekly objective, I've been saying this a lot if you've been watching the videos, but it's a good time to not take a trade. And you can even see kind of in the price action and how it delivered today. I feel like when there's times when intraday the market is difficult, it's the nice setups happen before 9:30. I'm very excited to break down this price swing in the market review later today. I think, NASDAQ hit the sell side target. ES fell short of it. And that's why, one of the reasons why I didn't try to continue shorting down here. I noticed that NASDAQ took that sell side, and I noticed that the dollar, did I notice the dollar was turning around? The dollar was going higher. As you can see, the dollar was going higher during that. No, sorry. Something about this low. Oh, yeah. I'll explain this low. I almost shorted off this fair value gap, but it didn't because we took this little low before we re-entered into it. I'll talk about that in the market review. But this was a really nice 2022 model. Anyways, back to the current price. So I marked it out on NASDAQ, and I'll do it here on ES. The charts are a little crowded. I know. So what I'm going to do is mark out the lunch liquidity. So we have the lunch sell side. We had the lunch buy side. It's like right there. Again, we ended up, running up through the London session highs, and now we're up in this daily volume imbalance, messing with these further back highs from last week. Again, with the rate announcement tomorrow, price is acting a little wacky. You definitely should be taking profit quickly, not expecting too much range. There's no real clear draw on liquidity right now. So that's kind of a red flag in and of itself. You see here on NASDAQ, you can see we took that London low on NASDAQ and reversed. Then we went for this high. Price action on NASDAQ looks a little better. Went for this high. So many buy side liquidity things. NASDAQ has not yet. So I've been also talking about this, how NASDAQ and ES have both been kind of diverging, decoupling from their highs and lows, which has made trading direction kind of hard to predict beforehand. But okay, you can see on Monday, so I suppose that was yesterday, the high came up to the consequent encroachment of this weekly fair value gap perfectly. Right now we're coming up to it again. The consequent encroachment is this dotted orange line, which is under the screen line. The screen line is that Monday high. So you can see we went to the tick on both of them. I talked about reversals. We're going to need to see a lot of displacement to the downside before we kind of continue that. And in terms of upside, I don't know how much higher we're going to go. But we'll watch price. We'll read price. We'll see how it's going. So you can see the dollar right now has been making higher highs all day. So see the dollar in this bottom left corner. It's a bullish day on the dollar, and we have the indices going up. So that's actually a huge red flag for trading. So again, not super good conditions. Made that trade this morning. Wasn't the best idea, but we didn't lose too much. It was very, very small loss. Looks like it's finally peeking over that previous day's high. See what ES is doing. Too much of this buy side on here. ES is also getting into that above that daily high. You can see that we touched that. That high was made on Thursday. Dollar looks like it might want to go down, but it's still, if you look in the 5 minute, the dollar's been moving up all day, and so is the indices. It's not ideal. I'm gonna watch NASDAQ. I feel like NASDAQ has it's been a little more clear lately. You can see here, I mapped out this 1 minute order block. Came down, came up, respected the mean threshold of it, came down pretty low. But this is just another testament on how price action is weird. You know, closing at the 75, the bottom quarter on the mean threshold of an order block is usually, it's going to fail. But then it came back up, came back down, touched mean threshold again before going higher. But again, you know, it's not the best trading conditions just because there's not a clear draw on liquidity right now. This morning, pre 9:30, I'm going to talk about, you know, this sell side draw and why that was such a nice setup. But after we took that, it kind of entered into nothingness. That was really the nice move. I mean, look at the 1 hour. Ever since Monday, this has been a tough range. Look at these 1 hour candles. Just up all the way, down all the way. Up halfway, down the other half. Back up. Overnight. Just a nice little staircase down. We open. Up. Hold it down. Up. Like, this is... Don't blow your account in this. It's hard for me to trust anything with the dollar going the opposite, the same way as the indices. Okay. I'm gonna overlay a fib. Oh, it's not. You know what? I've been calling this a weekly fair value gap for the longest time. It's a daily. But I'm going to put a fib over it. If you did not watch ICT's last live stream, he gave some nice gems about the fib levels and quarters. He was saying the algorithm is very intentional when we're looking at like a higher time frame, whether it's a daily, 4 hour, or weekly. I mean, a daily, 4 hour, or 1 hour. On where it closes. And if it closes above certain levels, it's like tipping its hand. He was basically saying that it would want to go to the next one. So I'm watching how we just kind of, it looks like this candle, this 4 hour candle did close over it a little bit, but I'm going to allow for a little bit of inaccuracy just because of how inaccurate this week has been. Assuming that, if we get like another 1 hour candle that comes back down and erases this 1 hour. But if this 1 hour candle starts to print higher, then oh my god, you can see we came up and touched the top of that volume imbalance perfectly to the tick. See, again, this right here, at least for me, gives me hope. Like, it just, not hope. It gives me a lot of motivation because it just shows, like, there is something underlying in these methods, and you can, like, the better you get at reading them, the more closer you can get to this type of accuracy. And then on NASDAQ, you can see this low, high, lower, low. It's like it's very large. You can see that high, it's low, high, lower, low. We broke it, the high of that. Broke above it, came down, touched it, treated it like a breaker. Went a little higher. That would have been actually a pretty decent entry because you can see all the confluences that lined up on the 1 minute. It's a 1 minute fair value gap. But again, so I took that small loss this morning, and a part of me, I think one of the big parts of me that wants to trade again is just I want to negate, like, I don't, because I plan on doing the October recap where I show you guys the win rate, and I just don't want that to be a ding on the win rate, but that's kind of ego, don't, again, like, there's a reason why they talk about you can't let ego or pride get involved in trading, because where there's no clear draw on liquidity tomorrow, and with the Fed rate and the FOMC coming out, price action isn't the best. So am I going to force a trade just so I don't just to satisfy my ego and eliminate a possible red day. Let's not do that. For me to be interested in any kind of short, I'd have to see us close a candle below this 5-minute order block right here. I could see price coming down to that and respecting it. So until we get a close in the bottom quarter of this, I would not going to consider any shorts. Could happen. We have a similar order block on ES, which is nice. NASDAQ could also just respect this fair value gap and go a little higher. Hmm. Tried to enter on the bottom of that. Didn't get the best fill. Stop. I want to be up there. Again, we're just playing this back into the range, trying to clean up some liquidity down there. Looks like my trading view is, I don't know if it's frozen. I don't know if it's, whoa. Okay. I don't know what just happened. I don't know if you guys are seeing this. Try and reload this. What is going on? Oh, our stop got hit. All I'm seeing is the pop-up in the bottom left corner. What just happened? Did we take a loss? It says we're still in a trade. Oh gosh. Okay. Well, we're looking at the NASDAQ right now. There's our trade. God, I wonder if you guys saw that. Well, glad it kind of went in our direction. Gonna move this to break even just because, again, remember the weird price action today. I don't want any tomfoolery to come back on us. Just want to see it leave this fair value gap and retrace into the range. Again, there's not like a super clear draw on liquidity right now, so it's not like we can have too much confidence in a level that we're drawing to. After coming up above these highs, you could easily play a scenario where on the higher time frame, like the 15-minute, look, we have this fair value gap we're retracing into. What if we're just coming back down for a discount to go higher? Could be a possibility. I think, depending on where we close would determine my interest in whether this fair value gap gets reached. Again, notice how we're kind of stalling right at the top of this stately, or the bottom of this volume imbalance. It looks like could be okay. We're working our way through. Paying attention to this candle, came right down to the consequent encroachment like we did right here. I want to see us close below the mean threshold, and I think we could see this take profit if we respect this mean threshold, probably come up and knock us out. But we're just watching this happen risk-free right now. Risk-free in the sense of, if it comes and hits our stop, we don't lose. And again, this is one of those scenarios where it could come back up and tap into here and then go lower, but with all the rate hike tomorrow, with how the morning opened, with no clear weekly objective, if we had a clear draw on liquidity and it was better conditions, it'd be a scenario where I would keep the stop loss where it should be. So this is kind of like a really small microcosm of just knowing what conditions you're in, and when to really take on risk. Again, you can see us coming down right on the mean threshold, this down close candle. All just wicking right below it. Damn. I don't know if it's my trading view. Okay, I don't know if price is actually being that fickle, or if my trading view is maybe it's my internet connection. I don't know. It's just frozen. Yeah, looks like so respecting that consequent encroachment. Let's see. What does price want to do? I think it wants to respect this. Okay, well, we'll just be patient. We'll just play it out. This is just garbage price action. Let's see what it does. Come on, give me a close. Okay. That this order block level we have measured out right here, it looks like it's also matching up almost perfectly with that 5-minute down close candle wick. Again, these aren't super high probability conditions, guys. Next wick I'm cautious of is this one. Cool, cool. Come on, get through the next level. But it's nice to see. This is good to just pay attention, because while this might be happening really slowly and taking a lot of candles, it's like good to see and watch how these candles print their bodies and their wicks, respecting these levels. You can see right now our bodies are stopping right at this bottom quadrant. I measured out this down close candle and I included its wicks. You can do just the bodies. I've seen ICT do that. I've seen them just kind of be like, you know, whatever one works. Oh gosh, yeah, we're coming back up. But see, in like better price, I think it should have never gotten past that mean threshold. It should have turned around right here. Dollar's going. Let's see what the dollar's doing. Dollar's just going sideways, kind of. Okay, no problem. No loss. curious as to where this candle's going to close in the 5 minute. So that 5 minute inefficiency. Dang. It's going to go in our direction. I'll stay on until either this high gets taken or this low gets taken. Just to see how this price swing plays out. We had our 5 handle marker right there. I'll probably be on tomorrow in the morning just to see if price delivers nicely, but if it doesn't, then probably won't trade. Again, not going to trade Wednesday, Thursday, Friday because we don't trade those days on non-farm payroll. So did I take a trade yesterday? I took a trade yesterday. It wasn't on this account, but it was while ICT was live streaming. But in terms of this account and this YouTube channel, we didn't take a trade yesterday. We took that small loss today, and then planning on not trading Thursday, Friday. So there could be like one trade placed this week, and I'm fine with that. Because when price is delivering like this, it's just a headache. I guess this was, you could have called this the silver bullet so far. Delivered 5 handles off a fair value gap. That wasn't super clear. I did not take this because this candle that printed down like that could have easily just like printed an up close candle equivalent and gone higher. I wanted to see a little more downward price action. But then when I saw this one, I'll save it for the market review. And technically that trade we're in is still valid too, until we come up and close above this. But like I said, I'm not trying to take on, I don't want to take on that risk right now. Yeah, wow. This is painful. Yeah, there's not too much worth watching in here, guys. Um, I'd log off if I were you. I will do a market review tonight, and I'll talk about the day. I'll talk about this price run in the morning, which is very nice. I'll talk about kind of this, why we didn't go short. I'll talk about why we didn't reach this liquidity. And then I'm also going to make, that October recap. See how the bodies, once we came up above this order block, it came back down, respected that quarter line, came up, and then you just saw these bodies hug the top of it before going higher. Take a look at NASDAQ. Okay, I'm gonna log off before we take another trade that we shouldn't.